Hello and good day people, and welcome to some more messing around with clay soldiers. So once again I am on the flat grass with the grass top map, glass top even map, not grass top, and I've installed a rather interesting mod. So what this mod allows me to do is first of all get hammers, and these hammers allow me to bash blocks in and get mini blocks. Ta-da! So using these mini blocks I plan to create small little buildings for my little clay soldiers, and yeah, should be good times. Sadly they don't work entirely right, like the dirt blocks do not grow grass on top of them, and a strange thing is, like, I'll show you what I mean if I can get them to do it, but basically unless it's at like proper level, the clay soldiers don't really understand how the blocks work. Like, they won't interact with them properly. It's kind of strange. Like, they won't climb up them or anything. So if I put them on top of there, which didn't work at all, like, they will get on top of there. Actually, they're doing it all right now, actually. But like, as you can see, they sort of can't get right up next to the block as they should be able to. So they can't, like, if you make stairs out of them, they can't climb up the stairs like I can. They can't walk up these. Oh no, he's doing it there. So they are currently just striving to prove me wrong. So that's actually sort of a good thing. Let's just go ahead and kill them all. Die. And gather them all up again. So what I have planned is sort of a cross between what I did before with the little kingdom type thing, except what I'm going to do is build a whole castle type thing, like with streets in it and everything, and little outlying towns around, farms even around the edges, and sort of set up a little campaign type thing with waves of increasing difficulty. So for example, basically I'm going to write a PDF that goes with it explaining what is in each wave, and then the player will set them loose, and there will be little outlying farms. The player will have to decide whether to put units in the farms, like I'll just build something now. It's kind of weird. It's gonna be like little houses with huge fences, but whatever. So this is like the farm. This is a farm here. Let's get some little wooden blocks, and the player will have to decide whether they want to use some of their units to put into this farm. But the benefit is, like, those units, if they are in the farm and if they survive the full wave, then at the end of the wave the player will get extra resources to use in the next wave. So for example, like a farm, maybe some kinds of farms will give them like meat. Some kinds of farms, time day, will give them let's get an axe as well. We'll give them, my brain ain't working so right, we'll give them like leather, so they can equip their dudes with leather. Some will give like wool, but basically if they have units in the farms at the end of each wave, then they get these things. If they don't, then they don't get them. And each wave you get these items. You have to go around, figure out what you get, pick up all the appropriate items from each place, and then equip your soldiers for the next wave, position them in the appropriate places to defend against the wave, etc, etc. It's all kind of complicated, but at the same time I think it'll be pretty cool and kind of worthwhile. Give something really kind of interesting to do with the clay soldiers, because at the moment, sure, they're cool, but the majority of the time all you're doing is putting them in little arenas like I've been doing and just watching them battle it out. There's no real thought to it. You don't have to think about where you put them. Stupid thing. So yeah, it should kind of make it a little more interesting than just that. Actually, there is something I want to test. Will clay soldiers eat bread? If they eat bread, then that makes sense. That's fine. Bread. Will you take the bread? Yes, they eat bread. So there we go. One kind of farm will give you bread rather than like pork, because there's no actual animals. I'll see if clay soldiers like trash crops or not. Let's do that now. That is something I need to test. I imagine they probably will. Pretty much everything does, but they might have the properties that allows them to not, which would be quite good. So let's put a little pond here. Get some water. Put that away. Drop that in there. Hoe. Where's a hoe? Yo ho. There we go. Yo ho, there we go. I know what does trash farms, and that is me flying over them. It's kind of weird, but it does, so let's be careful not to do that. Yeah, they pretty much trash the hell out of farms, don't they? Okay, so I can't really allow them to get to the crops themselves, so let's kill them all. We'll all die. At least they happily abide to the laws of fences. They can't jump over fences, which is good. So this will basically be the new basic setup for farms. This length, extra fence there, hoe the ground, plant the crops, and then the player will have to decide, I think this wave I shall have a guy in this farm. What is kind of annoying is the fact that I can't like get there, can't really get into the farm unless they have the fly mod, which is sort of problematic, but we'll just have to come up with a way around that, won't we? I haven't thought of it yet, so if you've got a way around that, then please do leave a suggestion below. So I'm going to have like a bunch of these on each side. Maybe in some of them I will put, like this one, clearly it's bread. You've got 3 pieces of wood, that's bread. Cows, however, you can't really contain cows, which is a bit of an agitation. You can't like tame them or anything at the moment. Maybe some sort of substitute, like I could put dogs. I could put a wolf in there to sort of show this is a sheepdog, so it's a sheep farm, right? But there's I need something for leather. I don't know what I need for leather, but I need something. I'm also going to have like a mine, which will be for flint. So you get flint, or actually maybe what I could do is do a mine, and basically that would be like them mining for iron, and although it's not actually iron that you get for weaponry, it is leather, but you know, iron is generally used for armor, so that'd be something. I'm going to do die cow. Something quite cool for woods, I think. What's kind of annoying is that you can't actually use leaves. You can't get small leaves that I know of. Let's try it. Actually, didn't try it. So this anvil, basically, you put blocks in there and it turns them into little blocks. No, you can't. So, although I don't have a hammer in there, so let's plonk a hammer up in there. No. You cannot get small leaves, which is a shame, so what I may have to do is get some wool, green wool. And there we go. Interesting. So now I can like do this, do this, just keep doing that, do that a fair few times. That's kind of cool, putting the hammer in there, you know, gives you extra stuff. That's pretty sweet, didn't realise that. So there we go, and then we'll get some wood, plonk that in there as well, and then using that, that'll do for now. I'm not really that fast, I'm not doing the whole thing right now, but using that wood and this green wool, we can create tiny little forests, tiny little trees, and then I'm gonna grow a tree in just a second and just copy it because I'm not entirely sure of how trees are in this game. Sapling, bone meal. We go. So go over here, plunk that down. Ah! No, it had to be a big tree that grew, wasn't it? Sigh, bone meal, sapling. Kill all the claymen before they all run off and get everywhere. Do not want them everywhere, thank you. There we go, and over there. Plant the sapling, grow it with bone meal. That's a bit better. Okay. Right, so it's one from the ground for starters. Not two. Do 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 do. Then the corners are missing on the next level. So there, 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 there are all missing. Also, it is 2 out, not 1. I'm not very good at this, am I? I suck at making mini trees out of wool and tiny blocks. To be fair, it's not a skill I've practiced before. This is the first tiny tree I've ever made out of wool and tiny wooden blocks. So, you know, you can't blame me too much. And then it's like that. So there we go. There's a tiny tree. It's actually quite a big tree. It's quite a bit bigger than I thought it would be, but that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. So I'll make a bunch of those. Oh, how does that go? 1, 2.5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is right. That's right. Okay. So I make a bunch of those, put them all together. Maybe make a few more elaborate trees like that. Put them all together in a big area, and that's a woods. And you get sticks from that, depending on how many guys you have in there. What else can we put? Churches. I'm going to make some little churches, and if you put guys in there, time day. If you put guys in there, you get clay blocks for your doodles to resurrect other doodles with, because it's like they're praying and they get resurrection powers. What other things are there? Slime balls and redstone. Gonna have to think of a way to incorporate those as well. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and say, give me ideas of how I can incorporate each of the items. Gravel may be a necessary one further on, but for now it's sticks, bread, leather, wool, flint, redstone, clay balls, slime balls. Did I say wool? I think I did. Anything else you can think of, you know. You've all seen it, you probably remember better than me, because my memory's terrible. So, if you have any ways I can incorporate those, like I said with the lever, it doesn't have to be direct, it can be sort of twisted, doesn't really have to be exactly right. But if you do have any ideas on how I can incorporate any of these things, then please do leave it down in the comments. But for now, I will just continue being unable to breathe properly. I will just continue building, do my best to continue entertaining you until this one goes up, which should be, I think this is number 8, so in a few days anyway. But I'll have put up other things before, like, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but the point is, leave your suggestions below how I can incorporate each thing, and I will see you guys next time.